Shifting gears now, a federal judge just ruled on Monday that they are refusing to block the Internal Revenue Service from sharing immigrants' tax data with ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement. Now, the reason behind the ruling is set to identify and deport people who are illegally in the United States. This decision comes after former acting IRS Commissioner Melanie Krause resigned over the deal allowing ICE to submit names and addresses of immigrants inside the U.S. illegally to the IRS for cross-verification against tax records. Joining me now, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes to break this all down. Khalif, this is interesting because normally the IRS cannot do this, but there are certain exceptions to the rule.
Yeah,
right?
There's a couple exceptions, and specifically if this judge is saying that if you're not even a citizen, right? If you're not you don't have the same rights as a person that came to this country legally. So let's start there. So I think the judge is putting these individuals in two different buckets. What the nonprofit group that brought the claim was saying is no, that they all should be treated the exact same way. If they've paid their taxes, their private information should be protected because it's data that should be protected in any other situation. The judge didn't buy that argument and said that those protections that's afforded to you and I as citizens or someone that's here legally or lawfully are not afforded to them. So I don't even think that it's that the game is different. It's just that the rules are different for the players is what the judge was saying.
Okay, so let's play this out here. In a case of say if you're charged with a crime, can the IRS then, is that something where they could make the argument? So say that they say, okay, they are afforded the same protections, but they're charged with the crime of being in the country illegally. Is that a crime that would allow the IRS to share information here?
Well, and if you're looking at it, because the judge made a couple things, and this isn't a holistic approach. The judge wanted to be isolated to this individual situation they were talking about, and she had some requirements, some parameters. First of all, that these are individuals that ICE already knew about. So they're not saying, hey, give me a list of folks that you believe are in the country illegally, and we can go down that list. They're saying that you're bringing me, you as an ICE, are bringing the IRS these names, and now you, because you already have the names, you're just asking us to give you additional information. And it's not even additional information that the person that came to this country illegally provided. It's additional information that ICE may have acquired during some type of audit. So that is the information that this judge is saying is not even protected. So that's why the judge is saying that they're not violating any rules. They're not violating any laws. What they are doing is giving them access to information that IRS typically would not give over your personal audit information. That's something that they wouldn't give. But because this person's here illegally, they're not allowed that same protection to keep access to that information.
Khalif, break that down for us, because in some regards, when we're talking about people here who are here illegally, right, they are afforded certain protections. It says, don't matter if you're here illegally or not, you're in the United States, you're afforded certain protections. Where does it start and end what protections you're given once you're in the United States?
I think free speech is one that's crystal clear, and there's court precedent that says that, right? I mean, and some of these are a lot blurrier, but speech is one where you are entitled to and given those same protections. Due process is another one that even if you're here illegally, you're still given that same rights and access to due process. I just can't say, you know what, I'm going to kill you today just because you're not here legally. No, you're afforded those rights to a hearing, an opportunity to be heard and noticed. That's the whole requirements for due process. But I think what's something that also is going to happen here, it's called secondary effects. In law school, we talk about that a lot, where there are these rules or these laws that are implemented, and the secondary effects, what happens after the law, what happens is because the law is implemented, is going to be a problem. And so in this situation, the secondary effect will be, well, folks that are here illegally that are now lawfully filing taxes just won't. If I know that my information can be given over to the ICE to have me deported, and I'm paying my taxes because I know that's something that I have to do, be a part of this country, then now that will have a secondary effect of less people paying taxes that are here illegally. Now, if you holistically you want to remove those folks anyway, I think that's something that you're not concerned with. Right. But if you still want to have access to that tax base and folks that are still consistently paying, because the only way the IRS has these folks' information is that they pay taxes. And so now you're saying, hey, you're going to give my information to ICE, then I'm going to just not pay.
Why? Yeah.
Those are the secondary effects that they talk about in school when you implement something and don't think about what the causation would happen after that.
I gotcha. So real quick, Khalif, if you can, is this it? Because I feel like most things with this administration, there might be something else coming down the line. Is this it?
Well,
what's next?
It's not it. I mean, what I can say is I give the Trump administration their credit where this is different than what they did in the first administration, where it was more spaghetti, see if it stuck to the wall.
Yeah.
And this is a holistic approach. We're not just talking about building walls, but we're talking about creating infrastructure internally to remove immigrants in the immigration process that we think is a problem. And so mass deportations is one thing. Also having judges that are in line with trying to figure out how can we lighten some of these rules that are stopping it. So it's a multifaceted approach. The other thing I say regarding this case, this is not it as well. These folks were asking for a temporary injunction.
Right.
The judge denied it. They asked for a preliminary injunction. Now this judge has denied this. But any other group can come and challenge this. The judge just said, in this case, you guys don't meet the burden of the four things: irreparable harm, likelihood of success on the merits, that balancing of the equity and public interest. Right now, the judge said public interest, and those things are in favor of allowing it to stay in place.
Oh, man, that's why we appreciate Khalif Rhodes here, breaking it down like we are in his classroom when he is teaching law. Khalif, we appreciate it.